I get lost in the feeling.
Pilots form vanguard against Thargoid attacks. Pilots Federation alert. Commanders are resisting Thargoid incursions in the Dan, HIP 12314 and Norni systems. Although Aegis support vessels have been repurposed to offer support in all three systems, the organization remains officially disbanded. It has fallen to individual pilots to defend the populations from swarms of Thargoid vessels. The Alliance Defense Force, Federal Navy and its Imperial Navy all intend to replace Aegis with their own anti-Xeno task forces, but these have yet to materialize. This was remarked upon by independent journalist Flint Firemaker Laphos. We've got the Alliance trying to sell its own people to Sirius Corporation, the Empire misplacing its own Emperor, and the Federation being torn to pieces by its crazy president.
Frameshift drive charging.
Whose got time to worry about Thargoids?
4, 3, 2, 1.
I'll tell you who. The civilians
Incoming mission critical message.
in the systems they're invading. Our so-called leaders are praying that Salvation will step in and save the day, but he could be an alien himself for all we know. Commodore Morag Halloran, who serves as Salvation's military coordinator, was approached by Vox Galactica to comment on his strategy for combating the latest Thargoid activity. Salvation is currently focused on further development of the anti-Xeno superweapon. At present, this is the most efficient use of his time and resources, rather than small-scale engagement. Rest assured that, before long, we shall take the fight to the Thargoids once more. Empire declares reprisals against Darkwater. Pilots Federation alert. Darkwater Inc. in the Summerland system has been declared a hostile military target for its role in abducting Emperor Arisa Lavigny Deval. The private military firm, led by Colonel Roman Brock, was secretly hired by the Lords of Restoration to train and equip the NMLA. Darkwater troops also kept the Emperor imprisoned in a concealed bunker for over a year. Once their involvement was revealed by ACT, Darkwater's forces regrouped around the megaship Pearl Mandate. Colonel Brock led an attempt to gain control of Summerland as a defensive measure, but was unsuccessful. The mercenaries have now been branded as wanted criminals by the system authorities. The order to strike against Darkwater came directly from Emperor Arisa. I call upon my loyal servants and all other warriors of honor to wipe out this nest of traitors. We remember the innocent victims of the NMLA by punishing those who enabled them. The Summerland Patrons Party will redeem combat bonds for destroyed Darkwater ships at the Starport Henry O'Hare's hangar. Although Summerland's system is typically permit-locked, the Empire has arranged a total exemption for independent pilots for a 3-week period. To guarantee that Darkwater is thoroughly eliminated, the Empire is offering a range of incentives to pilots. These include awarding the rank of Master in the Imperial Navy Auxiliary, discounts on Imperial ships and weapons in the Summerland system, and Imperial Hammer railguns for the 10 pilots who achieve the most combat bonds. Additional services planned for Colonia Bridge. Pilots Federation alert. Brewer Corporation has requested a new batch of deliveries to the Alcor and Colonia systems. The Colonia Bridge is comprised of 56 stationary megaships and 6 starports, providing facilities to travelers between the core systems and the Colonia region. However, the starports are still in a state of construction. The Megacorp outlined its latest requirements in a press release. Phase 4 of the Colonia Bridge project launched with a highly satisfactory first week. Shipments of coffee, emergency power cells, geological equipment and liquid oxygen arrived in sufficient numbers to ensure universal cartographics and vistagenomics services were added to
Mission objective defeated.
all 6 starports. The goal of the second week is to continue assembling the station's infrastructure and install Pioneer supplies, crew lounge and search and rescue services. To achieve this, performance enhancers, personal weapons and survival equipment are needed in large quantities. Pilots are asked to provide these at McDonald's settlement in the Alcor system and Shack Station in the Colonia system, as well as
Flight assist off.
guaranteeing generous reimbursements to all contributors. Brewer Corporation is pleased to offer warm, white cockpit lights as an additional token of gratitude. The 3rd and 4th weeks
Under attack. Assist off. Target shields offline. Flight assist on.
Arisa retakes the Imperial throne. Emperor Arisa Lavigny Deval has attended a public
Frameshift drive charging.
ceremony following her year-long abduction by the Lords of Restoration. Her proclamation from Truskin Square, standing before millions of capital citizens and flanked by legions of Imperial Guard,
4, 3, 2, 1.
was broadcast across all channels. To those who protected the Empire during my enforced absence, I offer my deepest gratitude. My trusted Chancellor, senators, and security agencies are to be commended. To those who dared to attack Imperial citizens, who dared to impersonate me and
Fuel sweeping.
my people, who took the lives of my family. Know this, there
Fuel sweeping complete.
is no place to hide from my wrath. And to all citizens who may fear these uncertain times, I vow that your Emperor will lead you into the glorious future that is ours by right. Subsequent messages from the Imperial Palace praised ACT and its supporters for their work in freeing Arisa and destroying the NMLA. Princess Aisling Deval was also thanked for her dedication to finding out the truth, although some news feeds had noted that Aisling would hold a strong claim on a vacated throne. Federation divided by Hudson's proposal. President Zachary Hudson's intention to remove the limit on his term in office has caused a deep rift among congressmen and voters alike. Political correspondent Sophia Trevino analyzed the situation in the Federal Times. Ever since the 77th Amendment to the Federal Accord was ratified in 2594, no president has remained in office for longer than 8 years. This is why the Hudson Contravention, as Congress officially refers to it, has turned up the heat on the simmering political division within the Federation. Members of the Cabinet and other leading Republicans have argued passionately that only Zachary Hudson has the experience and fortitude to guide the Federation through this eventful period in history. His supporters point to successes such as curtailing the secession crisis, ending the NMLA threat, and introducing greater security via the Proactive Detection Bureau. However, others insist that repealing this amendment could pave the way from democracy to dictatorship. Two former presidents, Antonia Madison and Jasmina Halsey, have publicly condemned the Hudson Contravention as unconstitutional and dangerous. There are expectations that Shadow President Felicia Winters will move for a vote of no confidence. Political analysts suspect that after several controversial leadership decisions from Hudson last year, he would be unlikely to win over a majority in Congress. ACT exposes the Lords of Restoration. The affiliated counterterrorism unit has unveiled a secret cabal of Imperial senators who masterminded the NMLA's terrorist activity. The information was obtained after ACT successfully penetrated the
Core Dynamics, November, Echo, Oscar. Thank you for choosing our station, Commander. We hope you find everything to your liking.
NMLA's Dark Comms network. Captain Saskia Landau provided.
Request approved. Please head directly for Bay 2-5. Automated docking initiated.
Senators Geron, Jordan, Nerva, Scordato, and Torquatus were at the heart of a powerful conspiracy to permanently remove the position of Emperor. They called themselves the Lords of Restoration, based on their aim to restore executive power to the Senate. The NMLA became their terroristic agents, weaponized to assassinate the Devals and other obstacles. Its members were militarized at dark water training camps and provided with sophisticated equipment by corrupt Imperial intelligence agents. But the Lords could never fully control the terrorist
Landing gear deployed.
Figurehead Theta 7, whose attacks against non-Imperial starports were not part of their original plan. Marlinism was also exploited as a political lever. The hope was that, compared to this democratic ideology, citizens would view a senator-led empire as a moderate compromise once the Imperial family would...
Confirmed contact. Ground crew dispatched. Greetings, Commander.
gone. While this led to the establishment of the Marlinist colonies, the Lord's later attempts to influence those systems via puppet politicians did not succeed. Following the assassinations of Prince Harold and other Devals, the Lords abducted Emperor Arisa Lavigny Deval in January 3307. She was kidnapped en route to a secure location, with Senator Nerva falsifying confirmation of her safe arrival. This allowed the Lords to engineer communications with the Senate via a virtual doppelganger, which were accepted as genuine since they were verified by Imperial intelligence agents. ACT is working closely with Imperial security agencies to identify all those who collaborated with the Lords of Restoration. New Thargoid assaults in 3 systems. The HIP 12314, Dan and Norney systems have come under heavy attack by Thargoid vessels. Vox Galactica featured this report by freelance war correspondent Jade Sanderlin. The Thargoids have been unusually aggressive in recent months, as attested by the drifting wreckages of many independent ships. When Salvation repelled their forces from the Delphi, Maya and Merib systems in December, some believed it was only a matter of time before the aliens retaliated. It appears that time has come. Although